And my preschool friends, do you remember what our letter is this week? It is the letter N. That's right. And we had a net. And we've been talking about the adventures of Nathan and Nicholas Alexander. And we're going to keep talking about the letter N. And yesterday I asked you to start practicing your straight lines and your diagonal lines so that you would be able to start working on creating the letter N. Well, today is the day, my friends. Today is the day to make your letter N. I hope that you've been ready, because here it is. Yesterday you traced lines for the nozzle. There it is, a big giant nozzle right there. There it starts. N, nozzle. And if you remember, where do we start our letters from? From the top, top, from the top, from the top, from the top, top. We start our letters from the top, and here it is. And we're going to take our big line down, straight. Then, are we going to go from the bottom? No way, because we go from the top. That's right. So, big line down, diagonal line, and then shoot, back straight up to the sky. Whoosh, like it's blasting off with a nozzle. Big line down, straight line down, diagonal line back to the top, diagonal line, and then shoot it straight back up. And I want you to go ahead and trace these letter N's and then practice them on your own. If you've printed this off, you've probably got a lot of space on the back to try to make your own letter N's after you've had a chance to work on tracing them on this side. And don't forget, try to keep working on practicing your name too. I don't want you to forget how to write that name, because when you get to kindergarten, you're going to have to write it a lot. You think we wrote it a lot in preschool? Oh, wait till you get to kindergarten. So keep working on practicing your name, and today, creating these beautiful letter N's for nozzle, and we talked about a net. But I wonder, do you think there are some other sounds, other words that start with the letter N? Well, look at here. What do I have? Our N box. And here is the letter N, and that is the uppercase, the big N. And right here is the little n, the little case n, or the lowercase n, the big N, and the little n, the uppercase N, and the lowercase n. Let's see, what is in here? Well, besides the letter N, there it is, N. We have some of these, you'll see, and it's kind of funny, because this Mrs. Ryan thinks this is funny, but these little things are called, these are pretend ones, of course, they'd fit in a dollhouse, but these are called newspaper. But Mrs. Ryan thinks it's very funny that our newspaper is called the nugget. So the nugget newspaper is what we get to have, and both of those start with the letter N. Nugget and newspaper. Nugget newspaper. So that's pretty cool, I think. That's just Mrs. Ryan being silly. And then, do you know what this is? We used it at school sometimes. We open it up. It has pages inside. Do you know what that is? It is a notebook. Notebook. Right there. That's another N word. Awesome. And I know that you know what this is, because you made one. This one is a little smaller. It could really well, bugs are pretty small, so we could probably, catch, I bet a ladybug would still fit in that net. Do you think? I think so. I think you could definitely, oh, did I catch it? Ha ha ha! A net. Now, if you go to sleep at night, you might wear one of these. Do you know what it is? A nightgown. Do you wear a nightgown at night when you go to sleep? Nightgown. And then I have this beautiful, don't want to break it, with all these beautiful beads. It is a necklace. Necklace. How beautiful. And we have this thing right here. Do you know what it is? Especially if you found it in a tree and it had some eggs inside, you would know that it was a nest. Nest starts with the letter N. And I know it's not in there, but I like to eat them for a snack, and that would be nuts. That's right. So some of these words we are going to visit later on this week. But since today is kind of a special day, Earth Day, I wanted to share with you a story about the Earth. And yesterday we talked about responsibility and being responsible, and we talked about friendship and taking care of our friends. And today we talked about courage and having the courage to be responsible and take care of our friends, and that includes our Earth. God has given this beautiful, beautiful planet to live on with beautiful flowers and mountains and streams and deserts and forests and grasslands and prairies, and it's incredible. So we can be a very good friend of the Earth. And so I thought I would share this story called The Earth and I. And down here it says Frank Ash. Who is Frank Ash? That's right, the author. Good job. And we know that author writes the story. Author writes the story. Author writes the story. That's why he came first. Now I'm going to open up our story, I hope. And I'm coming here to this page here, and it's called the title page. Right, title page. And he's on a turtle. Look at that turtle. And the turtle, if you look at it closely, looks a lot like the Earth. How cool is that? But Frank Ash, our author, is the only one on there, so he must have 2 jobs. What's his other job? That's right, the illustrator. And we know that illustrators illustrate, illustrators illustrate, illustrators illustrate, which means he made the pictures for the Earth and I. The Earth and I are friends. Oh, I am. I love the Earth. It's so beautiful. Sometimes we go for long walks. Do you ever like to go for long walks out here in the Earth? Nice hikes? I do. I bet you do too. I tell the Earth what's on my mind, and the Earth listens to every word. Makes me think of someone else. Do you know who else I think of? Makes me think of God too. God and the Earth like to listen to everything you have to say. And then I listen to the Earth. Do you listen to the Earth? I love to hear I don't like the wind when we're trying to read stories, but it sounds so beautiful in the trees. And the same way I like to listen for God, so God can tell us things too. Oh, and what is happening here? He feels a drop of rain. The Earth is telling him it's going to storm. Hurry, hurry, get inside. The Earth let him know. There you go. She was listening. The Earth and I are friends. There it's raining, but when it's done raining, what comes out? A rainbow. And we know that rainbows are from God to let us know about that flood with Noah in Noah's time. Because God always keeps his promises. Good job, you're right. Now, the earth and I, we like to play together in my backyard. I like to play with the earth too. As you can see, my fingernails are still very dirty. I really did clean them, but I've been out in the garden planting trees and flowers and plants, and I just can't seem to get out the earth from my fingernails. Now I help her grow, and she helps me grow. So he's out there. I help her grow plants, and then I get to eat those healthy plants from my garden. And so she's helping me grow. I sing for the earth, and the earth sings for me. Like I said, I love listening to the trees and the wind. And have you ever listened to the beautiful, beautiful stream or the ocean? Oh, that is definitely the earth singing to us. And I dance for her. La la la. Show me your little dance. Give me a little dance. Dance for the earth. We love you, earth. And you know what? Just like we read yesterday, plants can't sit still. So the earth dances for me. Look at those leaves. They're swirling, 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 swirling up and all around. She's definitely dancing with him. And when the earth is sad, oh, what do you see here? Oh no, people left their trash and yucky stuff around. How sad. It makes me sad. You see? He is sad. That makes me sad too. But guess what he's going to do? There he is. He's having the courage and taking responsibility to clean up the earth. Even if it wasn't his mess, he loves the earth so much that he just did it. He was being very responsible even when someone else wasn't, was he? And there he is, planting flowers where it once was kind of yucky. And when the earth is happy, I am happy. Oh, like when the sun is shining, it's so beautiful. You can't help but be happy. The earth and I are friends. I like that. Oh, I like that so much. Happy Earth Day, my friends. Happy, happy Earth Day. But it made me think of something that we like to sing out of our song bag. And do you have any guess what that might be? About the God, about our God and earth all together? How about, he's got the whole world in his hands. 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 He's got you and me, friends, in his hands. He's got you and me, family, in his hands. He's got you and me, everyone, in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. Beautiful. Good job and good singing. And we know there are lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of verses, and we could say everybody in our family. So I hope you take some time today to sing that really great song about the whole world being in God's hands on this beautiful and glorious Earth Day. Earth. Hands. It's making me think about something. It's making me think about God having the earth in his hands. I wonder if you could make something with me today. Could you take your hands and trace them on a piece of paper? And then do some cutting practice by cutting out the hands that you had traced on your paper. And once you have 2 hands that are cut out, wonder what we could do with them. Now, I had a paper plate. You might not have a paper plate. If you don't have a paper plate, make yourself a nice big circle and then cut that out and then decorate it to look like the earth. So this is what mine looks like. I traced out my hands and then I drew on some land in green, and then the rest of my paper plate I made in blue for all of the water. And he's got the whole world in his hands. So happy Earth Day, and make sure that God has the whole world in his hands. Of course, they'll kind of be your hands because that's what you'll be using. But you know what we're saying. God has got the whole world in his hands on this most beautiful, beautiful Earth Day. Can you make one of those for me? Okay, I've given you a lot of homework assignments right now. We're going to make the earth with our hands for Earth Day. And you have some letter N's to first trace and then practice on your own. And then, of course, practicing your own name. Oh, I just thought about it. Did you hear that? Name. Name starts with the letter N too. How did we not think of that before? All right, so I've got a lot of homework assignments for you to do, a lot of things for you to create and use your fingers. So it is time to warm them up and make sure they're ready to go. Okay, here they go. And 1 little, 2 little, 3 little bubbles, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little bubbles, 7 little, 8 little, 9 little bubbles, 10 little bubbles go pop, pop, pop. Pop 'em at me. Pop, pop, pop. Hold on. And pop 'em at you. Pop, 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 pop. Pop 'em back and forth. Pop, 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 pop. And pop 'em all around the earth. Pop, 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 pop. Now the wind, as you can see, is starting to come again. So let's see what on earth our bubbles are going to do today. Are you ready? Here's some more. Were you able to catch them? One more. Were you able to catch them? Okay, so I gave you a lot of homework to do. I know you can do it because you're just that great of students, and I love you all so much. But when we come back, I'd like to learn just a little bit more about this world we live on, our Earth. So I'll see you in a little while. Good luck with your N's.